All right, you live.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the mobile app training. My name is Glenn, Senior Stock Market Strategist for VectorVest. Glad to be here. Glad to have you here. For everyone who is here, if you can hear me loud and clear, by all means, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation, to let me know that I am coming across loud and clear. About an hour and a half ago, I just finished up with the Jockey Club, and now I'm back on again. And then I still have to make the video for tonight, which you really want to tune into. I think we're going to do something different that most YouTubers are not doing, so you definitely want to tune in tonight. I got something for everybody on the 6 p.m. video. Remember, that comes out at 6 p.m. tonight on the YouTube channel. If you want to get an alert for that, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so that you'll be alerted to when that video comes out tonight at 6 p.m. So it seems like everyone who is here is hearing me loud and clear. I'm waiting for the alert to hit. As soon as it does, then we'll get hot and heavy into what to do. Glenn, any more buys by you today that we need to know about? Not a lot. I'm going to talk about that in tonight's video, but it's just, right now, it's just tough. And again, I'm going to let you know tonight's video is going to talk a lot more about that. Glenn, you said to sell for Nvidia, but I thought it was a good opportunity to buy it. So I gave some stocks that were part of the VectorVest bounce. And, you know, I put those stocks. I don't know if Nvidia might have been one of those stocks. But, man, that's why, Henry, watching tonight's video is going to be very, very important. Prakash says very loud. Sorry about that. Thank you, Koo. Koo's in the background. Share the screen. Share the stream so other people know what's going on in the market. And I think a lot of people are panicking one way or the other. They see a lot of things going on, which we're going to talk about today. But I need you guys to focus. All right, teach us how to look for multi-baggers on the mobile. The search that I have for multi-baggers, San Fran, is on the desktop. I don't have it on the mobile app. But the cool thing about it is I've shown the search on the desktop. You can always run it, build a watch list that you can keep your eyes on in the mobile app. All right, that you can keep your eyes on the mobile app. So I think that is how you can do that. Or there's several different ways you can look. You can build a multi-bagger watch list. But again, the stocks that I find for the multi-baggers are found in the desktop. And then you can run that every night and build it into a mobile app watch list and keep your eyes on it. Glenn, what's the lowest reading for the MTI on record? It had to be back in the housing crisis. I don't know that off the top of my head. I'd have to go check that out. But I think it was during the housing crisis, or it might have been during COVID. I think it got lower in the housing crisis than it ever did even during COVID. All right, so Prakash says, just kidding. I know you are, Prakash. All right, so Eugene says, thanks for ADMA. That was one of my multi-baggers, wasn't it? All right. San Fran says, I will need to upgrade them. Listen, you know me. There it is. A SIF says COVID time was 0.02. That wasn't on the MTI. That was a SIF. That was probably on the buy to sell ratio. I don't know if that was on the MTI. You notice I never try to sell you anything here on the mobile app, but if you ever do see that you want to bump up, it's there for you. I won't try to sell you on that. Now, the next question is, any contras, Glenn? Ooh. All right, let me answer that question, because the alert talked about how to trade this current market. All right, how to trade this current market. So let's talk about what we see here. Jobs report came out yesterday. Less people looking for work. That was a positive sign. The market moved. The market's rebounding, coming back down today. As you can see, the Dow is only down about 1/10. The NASDAQ is down about 0.2. The S&P is flat to slightly down. The composite is down about 0.2. Oil is on the rise today, interesting, at 0.85. A lot of that has to deal, as I'm looking at the homepage of the mobile app, a lot of that I think has to deal with the tensions in the Middle East. Martin says, Glenn, can you trade from Options Pro? That's a good question that I'm not sure about. I know that I use the Options Pro to help me to find good options to play, but I don't think that I can trade directly from the Options Pro into my broker. I don't think you can, but I'd have to look into that. There we go. Lee says MTI was 0.21 in 2020, so that was COVID. All right, so it was even lower during COVID than it was for the housing crisis. Thank you for that, Lee. Thank you very much for that. And a SIF, that 0.02 had to have been on the buy to sell ratio. I don't think that that was on the MTI. All right. What sort of stuff did Joey get up to on his holiday? I don't know what he did. No hat Friday. Yippee, I didn't wear a hat today. Is DraftKings a good buy? I'm not ready to look at stocks yet. Not ready to look at stocks yet. Why VectorVest went all red? Well, if you scroll down, because the price of the composite fell on both a week-over-week and day-over-day basis. RT went from 0.87 to 0.86 and lower than on a day-over-day basis. Buy-to-sell ratio went from 0.35 to 0.29 and lower on a day-over-day basis. Amir, that's why the color guard went all red. And now the primary color you see in the color guard is red. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. 11 bars that are red, 3, 6, 7 bars that are yellow. So the predominant color in the color guard is red. What does that mean? You're not buying stocks at this time. All right. So Amir, I just answered your question about why everything went red. I already answered that question. MTI is below 1, so the underlying trend in the market is down. In the trend column, the primary wave is down. The underlying trend is down. The confirmed call is down. If we go back up, all of our market timing calls are down. All right. No, and Neil, that is not right. You're not all losers. How many people use the color guard? Let me go after Neil's. I'm thinking that Neil might be trolling me, but how many people were protected by what VectorVest was showing them in the software? Type of 1. How many of you feel that it wasn't enough? Type of 2. And you know me, I put myself out there. Because I want people to understand. And this is why we do the mobile app. This is why we do the live streams that we do. I want to see what the majority of the people say. Now, some people might type 2, and that's fine. That is absolutely fine. YouTube seems to be cutting out 1, and there we go. I see the ones coming in. I want everybody to answer. You know, even if you don't chat in, answer. Let me know, because it's important that the things that we show on the software, the things that we show in our YouTube channel are useful to you. All right, Niles says, 1, all out when my stocks went down on the ML. All right, so YouTube is good. There you go. All right, so I'm just asking the question. All right, and at any point in time, a whole lot of 2s could come up. I didn't think so. The question was, how many of you used the color guard and were protected by the software, opposed to how many of you feel that the software didn't do enough to protect you? So 1, if you felt that you were protected by the software. 2, if you felt that the software didn't do enough to protect you. All right, so I just want that to be known. Thank you, Lee. 0.20 on 11.7. Oh, it was 2008. It was the housing crisis. Glenn, Glenn was a Debbie Downer for weeks, but the market kept going up. Cried wolf too many times, so this time we didn't listen. Have I ever cried wolf? I've never cried wolf. And when the market goes up, I always give you opportunities to make money in the market. No matter how I feel about it, you know, that's the difference. I can separate. I can separate how I feel compared to how the market works. If the market goes up, and even if I feel that it's irrational exuberance on the market moves, I still will give you opportunities. All right, I still give you the opportunities to make money. I watch you most of the time, but I still do my feelings when I buy a stock. That's fine. I know. Linda says I'm being trolled. Okay, that's what but it's important to me, Linda. All right, you know how I'm passionate about what we do, what I do. I know. So I always want to make sure that we're doing the right things for the people who subscribe to the channel. That's what's important to me. So Linda, even though I may be getting trolled, you know me, I love you guys too much. I love what I do too much to ever not try to be, helping you guys out. All right. So with all of that being said, let's talk about our guidance. Let's go look at the newsletter every night. Let's scroll down to what the guidance says. Encouraging economic data inspired buying in the U.S. markets closed to the upside. That was the data of the people who were or were not looking for jobs. What's this say for prudent investors? Going into today, prudent investors should not buy stocks at this time. It's good guidance. Aggressive investors and traders should play the market as it develops. Gerald says, you guys have given me a good foundation on how to trade. My portfolios were positive. Now I'm negative. So a 2 for me. Got you, Mark? I got you. Mama Mina. I like that. Joseph Mama Mina. Mama Nina. All right. So I always say, look at the color guard. Look at the color guard. By the way, look at the color guard to help you to manage your positions. A lot of red creeping in, but a lot of yellow has been circulating around for a lot of time, for a while. And then when we get into a position where all 3 colors are being represented at the same time, ooh, that's a tough market to play because the market's having a hard time making up its mind. All right, so that's what's going on in the market. Why is it happening? I think still the idea that it's almost guaranteed, whether I like it or not, it's almost guaranteed that we're going to get a rate cut in September, or is it? Remember, we still have a lot of data points to get to before the September decision. And all it takes is some bolstering in inflation running, jobs getting better, the whole 9 yards. The whole 9 yards could change the idea of whether or not we're getting a cut. I think most people think that a cut is etched in stone and we're going to get it. It now is a factor of whether it's going to be a quarter or a half a point. So fun fact, 18% of males are colorblind to red and green. I'm glad I'm not that 18%. That would suck. Robinhood keeps messing my money up. Sandra, you need to find out what's going on. That's why I'm dropping them and got VectorVest. Someone in support told me that the other day I would get a broker. Listen, we know us. We don't push any brokers. You do your work and find out what brokers are right for you. All we can do is give you the information. Ripman says, next week, CPI, PPI, another roller coaster week coming up. Yes. How many of you think that some of these reports and the reactions of the market have been over, what's the word I'm looking for? Gosh, I hate getting old. Overreactions. That's the word I'm looking for. How many of you think that the report last week which drove the market down bigly was overreaction? How many of you think the jobs report yesterday was an overreaction? And this is what's going on in the market. All right. Rafat said, I didn't mean that you're not useful because I lose most of the time because I don't follow you. I got you, Rafat. All right, so I think that it's an overreaction, and I'm going to use that thinking in tonight's video. All right, I'm going to use that thinking in tonight's video to keep you guys on the right side of the market. And again, I think that we're going to do something in tonight's video that most YouTubers don't do. Sandra says, so I can put my money in the VectorVest. The answer to that is no. You can't. We can't invest your money for you. We can't invest your money for you. It seems primary sign. It will sign of more fall. We'll see. Do you think REITs will be good for next year? It all depends on housing and all that stuff. I'm not going to say yes. I'm not going to say no. I'm going to leave it there, Jen. I need more information in regards to what's going on with interest rates to help me to get a better feel on building and construction to give you a better answer in regards to REITs. All right. U12 says, despite the popular belief on the forum, you can't dictate the direction of the market. All you control is over your emotion. I like that. Is this the Friday video? No, Deborah Ann. This is the live stream. This is the 12 o'clock mobile app live stream. All right, let's get further into this. So that's all from the homepage. We talked about some of the guidance. Oil is up. Gold is moving up. JNUG is up. Kinross is flat. Talking about REITs. Let's go back to REITs. The question about REITs. REIT going down. Another REIT ETF going down. Looking at natural gas, coal, the bear side of natural gas is going up. There's the builders, though, up 1%. The FANG stocks are down. Crypto's on the rise today. IBIT and BITO both up about 0.8%. And the VIX is falling, but still above the value of 20. All right. So with all of that, let's go talk about how to take advantage of the current market. First thing I want to do is start off with the VVC. I clicked on VVC. That is the VectorVest composite over 1 day. Let's go look over 3 months. So here's the rebound, all right, coming off this level of support. Here's the rebound with the jobs number. You see the gap right here? See the gap right here? Notice that the gap has been faded, which is a bullish sign. The gap has been faded, which is a bullish sign, but I'm looking at going into the weekend, the down day today. Little wick at the top with little wick at the bottom, but overall a down day. Look at the MACD at the bottom, still negative, but less negative. Also could be a bullish sign. What I'm looking for in regards to if I'm ready to start to buy stocks long from the mobile app, what I'm looking for is for the 3 to go back above the 8. Now, Lewis says Japanese carry trade may not be finished. I think that it hit. People really reacted on that, and it's turning itself around. It's turning itself around. So that's what I think, Lewis. I don't know if it's not over or not. I'll keep my eye on it, but that was a big part of this 3-day fall down. 1, 2, 3-day fall down, along with the payrolls missing big. All right, then we get the level of people looking for jobs. Less people in the market rebounded here. All right, market rebounded here, but no follow through today. And that's another thing. When I'm looking at what's currently going on in the market, as I look at all of the things that are being talked about, the talking heads, the whole 9 yards. All right, market went up yesterday, but no follow through today. And I'm thinking that if the market is really coming off of what potentially could be a bottom right here, the market's got to show me something. All right, the market's got to show me something. Henry says, regardless of what the chart says, Nvidia has earnings report coming up. Don't think it's a good idea to own Nvidia before earnings. Well, you know something? Let's jump right into that. Let's go look at NVDA. NVDA. Earnings is coming up. Let's put this, that's a 1-year graph. Let's go put this on a 3-month graph. Looking at the graph. I don't have earnings on here. Let me go see if I can throw me some earnings on here. Lower graph. Earnings per share. Let's throw earnings on. All right. Earnings is running. The company is making money. Looking at the earnings picture going into earnings. Look, I'm in a channel. There's my resistance. There's my support. I think on paper they beat. Earnings is rising. And been rising. Earnings is the engine that drives the stock's price higher, right? Let's go see if I can find. It won't show me earnings growth. It won't show me earnings growth, but let's do this. Let's go look at the report on Nvidia. Where's GRT? GIT, look at that. Earnings growth rate is at 54%. That's going to play a big role into the revenue picture. So it looks like, even from the mobile app, that they should beat earnings. Let's go look at relative safety. Relative safety is at 1.47. Relative value is at 1.94. I think everything on paper thinks that they should beat on both earnings and revenue. What's going to be the driving factor of what price action is going to do? Is that going to be guidance, forward guidance? All right, and they've got this delay on their GPU Blackwell thing. That may help. That may hurt them. That may hurt them going into forward guidance. All right. Now, John says he follows the VTI more than VVC. The VTI is the closest that we can get to the VVC. The VTI tracks about 4,000 or so stocks, whereas the VVC tracks over 9,000 stocks. So we feel that it is a broad view of the market. And that's fine if you track the VTI. It works for you. Can you show your graph settings to get support lines that you're showing? Let's go see. So let me go graph settings. Let's go to support and resistance. Support and resistance is active. So what am I looking at? Just so that you know. There's my settings, Ronald. I'm looking at 100 bars. I'm looking at the number of touches of 2. The size of the reversals are medium, and the size of the zones are average. I'm looking at broken and unbroken lines, and the number of lines to show are all. All right, so that is my setup for support and resistance in the mobile app. All right, hopefully that answers your question. All right, is it a good time to do option calls, puts when a company is about to release its earnings? Isa, and I am a fan of when earnings comes out, stock's going to go one of two ways, either up or down, right? If I'm going to play a stock on earnings, unless I'm fully bullish or bearish on the stock, the option that I would play is a straddle, where I'm buying a call and a put at the same strike price. All right, where I'm buying a call. I think that is the best way to play earnings. Do you guys agree with that? Yes or no? For all you people who do trade options, I think that is the best way to play an earnings call, is to buy a straddle. Now, you're taking money out of your pocket twice because you're buying a call and you're buying a put. Dave C says no. Anybody else? Anybody else? Dave, why do you say no? Unless you've got the inside on what the stock is going to do, it's tough to pick one or the other. Deborah says no as well. I'm interested in knowing, what do you think is a better way to play earnings? I think over the years that I've been here with VectorVest for 20 years, over 20 years, I think that is the best way to play earnings. Option prices are overpriced by 15%. So you are buying overpriced options. So then what else can I do? I can do, well, you know why option prices are overvalued, because of the volatility in the market, right? That's true. What else are you going to do? All right, what else are you going to do? Yeah, you're going to pay a little bit money. You're going to pay a premium to buy you're going to pay a premium to buy the premium. Sell those options and buy insurance. Ooh, not everybody can sell options if they don't own the stock. So I looked at it as a way of, if I'm going to play the earnings on the stock, that I would buy the straddle. Now, if you own the stock, I would sell a covered call and buy a put as insurance. Nothing wrong with that. But I looked at it, Dave, as I did not own the stock. I looked at it as I did not own the stock. Prakash says, I do a collar on earnings. Fine, you own the stock. What you're doing, you're collaring. Nothing wrong with that as well. I am of the mindset that if I don't own the stock and I want to play the stock, to buy a straddle. If I own the stock and I own at least 100 shares, I like the idea of selling a covered call and buying a put as insurance. I'm okay with that. Synthetic cover call. All right. So there you go. I pick a side and go out of the money looking for implied volatility by the broker. Then if you're going to pick a side and go way out of the money, then you're going to do a straddle, but the stock's got to move a whole lot for the straddle to come in. All right. So with that being said, I like the options questions. I do like the options questions. And I think that option is going to play a role in helping you to manage the positions that you hold. All right. All right, collar for earnings in the last 3 earnings. I made money on Nvidia, and now ServiceNow, Costco, and Tesla. Nothing wrong with that. How many strikes out of the money? I probably wouldn't go but one strike out of the money if I'm going to go out of the money. Because other than that, if the stock doesn't get to that out of the money strike, you ain't making nothing on it. You ain't making nothing on it. All right? All right, so when I'm looking at Nvidia prior to earnings, I see it sitting in the channel. I gave my ideas. I do like the earnings. I do like the earnings growth. I think that they beat possibly on both. It's going to be the forward guidance. It's going to be the forward guidance. All right. I got no control over that. All right. So that's on the Nvidia. Let's go back to the market overview. I think we covered everything on the market overview. The VectorVest views. I think we covered. The last strategy of the week. Last night's newsletter. We already looked at a little bit. Vital to your success. You know, that's another thing. Read the views. Read the essays written by our very own Angela Akers on a weekly basis as well. All right. Is the cover on no answer? What are you asking me? Is the cover on? I'm not sure what you're asking me, Deborah Ann. I'm not sure what you're asking me. All right. Let's go to my watch lists. What would I be looking for if I'm trying? All right, so let me ask you a question. Right now, are you guys bullish, bearish, or neutral? Type it in the room. Based upon how you answer is where I'm going to go with how to invest in the market right now. Are you bullish, bearish, or neutral? Now, I see Dave says that he's bullish. I need the market to show me a little bit more for me to be bullish, Dave. As I go back to the overview and I go look at the VVC, I need the market to show me just a little bit more to be bullish. Bill says generally bullish. I see a lot more bearish and neutral. Rafat is saying bullish. All right. Troy, I love your answer. Troy, I love your answer. I also love Joe's answer. I'm of the mindset, man, that right now, while everybody is jumping all over the place, sounds like the House of Pain, jump around. While everybody's jumping around, going from one talking head to another talking head, looking at what Tom Lee is saying and what, you know something? Cash may be a nice little position to be in. Tabula says there will be a bounce. Market has always done so over the past year. And you know something? Talking about having a bounce, look at what's going on day after day. Bearish, bullish. Bearish, bullish. You see that for the last 5 days? Back and forth and back and forth. I do like coming off this level of support, though. The market's moving higher. I do like that if I look at this candle right here, that we are fading the gap. Am I really bullish? I got a level of resistance that I got to get through right here. Inflation reports, and there's a lot of things that could move the market next week, folks. There's going to be a lot of things that can move the market next week. The fact that most people are bearish makes me even more bullish. I took a small long position yesterday, mostly cash right now. Okay. From the mobile app perspective, you know that I'm using the 3 and the 8. How about, Dave, looking at the VectorVest composite, I at least wait for the 3 to cross above the 8. Can we agree on that? Can we agree on that, Dave? I see the bounce off support, but at least let's wait until the 3 crosses above the 8. Until that happens, I like the neutral questions, the neutral answers, the neutral, am I bearish? Well, think about it. Is the market moving down? For everybody who's putting in, bearish, well, we are pulling away from the high, but we do have a bounce. Are you ready to go sell stock short right now? I'm just asking. I'm just asking a question. That's why I think neutral is a better way to be. But I'm not going to argue against anybody who feels bullish. I mean, a neutral is a better way to be. But if you feel that you're bullish, all I ask for is let's wait for the 3 to cross above D8. If you are bearish, let's wait to see if the market's going to retest this level of support. All right? No, Energy. You sold VEV? OMG. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Money markets I own are over 5%, says Joe. Okay? Oh, it's not a bad thing. And I'm happy for you. All right? Remember, I'm not looking at stocks yet, Jose. All right. VVC is below the 20 and 50 EMA by definition bearish, but moving up, so neutral. See, and there's a lot of things. There's a lot of moving parts. Mark, thank you for bringing that up. There's a lot of moving parts in the current market. There's a lot of moving parts in the current market. I'm just looking at the movement of over 9,000 stocks to give me a better feel. Am I comfortable shorting stocks right now? Not that it's coming off that level of support. Am I comfortable buying stocks long right now? It's sitting at a level of resistance. Looking at all of our calls, go back to the market overview, going back to all of our calls, where are we at? All of the major market calls, the confirmed, the DEW, the primary wave, all down. That in and of itself should tell you that you're bearish, right? That in and of itself should tell you that you're bearish. But when I look at this bounce off support, I'm like, how bearish am I? So everybody who's answering bearish, I totally understand. But if I'm feeling that I am bearish, how many of you? Let me ask you this question. Everyone who typed in bearish, are you comfortable shorting stocks right now? Yes or no? Ooh, here we go. I'm digging deep. I'm digging deep into your answers. For everyone who said that you're bearish right now, are any of you willing to sell stocks short? Man, all I'm doing, this is like a session where you're laying on my couch and I'm just talking to you. Now, am I a psychiatrist? No. Am I a self-proclaimed psychiatrist? No. But am I the mobile app psychiatrist? You're darn right I am. And I want you to understand, even by your answers, how far you're willing to go with your answer. Now, Deborah says yes. Woo! Deborah, you really ready to short stocks right now? And Mr. Boilerman, I know. Mr. Boilerman is talking about depends on the stock. I can get down with that. I can get down with that. It all depends on the stock. All right? Ivan says already have been. Are you making money, Ivan? And if you are, I'm going to just tell you to be careful with this rebound coming up from this level of support. That's all I got to say. If you're making money, I'm happy for you. All right, I'm happy for you. But just be careful with that rebound over the last 5 days. Just be careful. All right. You can short stocks, but don't short yourself. Ooh, U12. That sounds very prophetic. All right. Ben says not with today movement, but soon. All right. Let's take a look at something. Let's take a look at something. I want to go to my watch list. Actually, no, I want to go to stock pick ideas. I want to go to stock pick ideas. Premium watch list. And if you don't have premium watch list, you only have to upgrade what you have. I'm curious to know something. Actually, let's go to the screener. Explore screens. And let's go with short. I got 2 screens. New sell recommended stocks. Let's look at these graphs. Percent 3-month graph. Look at this level of support. Look at the earnings on this. Would you short this? Would you short a stock that's got earnings that's moving like this? Yes or no? Glenn, can you check ARM, please? Yeah, I will in a second. Keep in mind my iPad, silly me, I did not charge my iPad. You see it sitting at 9%. It was all my fault. It was all my fault. I just want you to look at, now this is from a shorting search. I wouldn't want to short that. Google. Wow, these are stocks to sell short. Would I want to sell that? I got a level of support. Look at these earnings. Wow. Look at these earnings. Look at that. Would you sell this short? I do like the move to the downside, but I would only sell this short if the market showed me more signs. No, I'm not getting an Android. Would show me. It is. I can't plug it in and show it to you at the same time, Bill. That's Cool's fault. Cool's in the background. I'm blaming Cool for that because I can't display and charge at the same time. Cool, are you going to accept my blaming you, yes or no?
No.
He said no. He said no. All right, that's fine. All right, but somebody said depends on the stock. That'd be interesting, a stock to look at. That would be interesting. Sterling, no, because of earnings. But look, Ben, look at the price activity. Ooh-wee. Let's go put back on the lower indicator. Let's go put on the MACD. Let's go see. You said when the MACD goes down, MACD is going more down. The MACD is going more down. If it works, it's cool. If it doesn't, it's Joey. Wow, okay. So I'm just showing you some stocks as potential to short. Look at these stocks as potential to shorts coming off of levels of support, though. Less bad MACD. All I'm telling you is in the current market, even these stocks to sell short, many of these stocks are rebounding. I'd be very careful selling stocks short. Now, look at that MACD getting worse and worse and worse. All right, because I have such limited power on my iPad, let me ask this question. How many of you feel more comfortable about where you're sitting in the current market's conditions? Now that we've dug deeper into your feel of the market, whether you're bullish, bearish, or neutral, how many of you now feel a little bit more comfortable in where you're sitting right now? All right, how many? Just type the word comfortable, or type the word nervous. Type the word comfortable, or type the word nervous. All right, just curious. Could you explain why to buy a put for insurance? Because if the stock goes down, you're making unlimited money all the way down to zero. You sell the covered call to take in and stays as long as it stays above the strike that you sold. The buying insurance is if the stock's price goes down, you're going to make money. All right, if the stock goes up, you get a bit of premium. Your stock is taken away from you. It hits you. That's true. And you lose with the put purchase. But that's the purpose for having both sides, playing both sides. And you know something, the nervous people, I'm okay with that. And you know something, RSX Santa says nervous due to geopolitics. I totally understand that. I totally understand that. All right, I just wanted to spend just a little bit of time going over what's going on in the market to give you some semblance of where you stand to get you comfortable in your own space. I want you guys to be comfortable in your own space. All right, so now with that being said, let's go back to my watch list. Let's go to the plus. Let's start looking at your stocks. Start typing them in now. Now is what I'm looking for. I'm not even worried about how many likes we got today. I'm just going to probably put up about 10 stocks. SBS, probably going to put up about 10 stocks because I'm running low on power. And that's also Cool's problem too. T-Mobile, it's not his problem. That's all me. Wave. MSFT, SMR, CPRX, ELF. You really want ELF right now? ELF ain't doing so good. Meta, META. Oh. Meta. Now I'm missing some. Glenn, you don't always make money. You minimize losses. I like that, Ben. I like that. You know something? As much as I'm always here to, I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that in tonight's video. I like that. I do like that. Flights to reach, no, CPRX, Motorola. Is Motorola still traded? I don't think it's still. Motorola. I don't think it's still. I don't think we still trade it. I like that, Glenn. You don't always make money. You minimize losses. I love that. I love that. RYCEY. RYCEY. How many stocks? That's 10 stocks. All right, let's create this watch list. Let's call it 8, 9, 24. Customer picks. Click on OK. All right. Man, you guys put a lot of stocks. Why is Intel getting beaten up so much? You know something? I did a story, Troy. I thought I did it on Monday. Intel missed the opportunity to invest in OpenAI a couple of years back. I think Intel was complacent in its name. Anybody agree with that? That Intel was complacent in its name and thought that they were too big of a powerhouse that nobody was going to overtake them. Anybody agree with that? I think that is. And when AI got hot, Intel was so far behind the 8 ball, they could not catch up. That's why Intel is getting its butt kicked, because everybody else is kicking its butt. That's why. That's it in a nutshell. I think Intel was like, we're Intel. We are the bomb diggity. Intel held back computing for years with their stupid 4-core, 8-thread CPUs. AMD is killing, and how about who's killing AMD? Nvidia, Realtek. All right, they fell asleep at the wheel. They fell asleep because they thought that they were the stuff. All right, so. All right, let me go take a look at these stocks real quick. I got a couple of cells in here. APO and Alpha, both cells. Let's go graph these stocks. 1 year graph, T-Mobile looks good. Earnings looks good. Would I buy now? Ooh, that's a good question. Would I buy now? Let me look at a 3-month graph. I can't say I would back away from it. I'd be careful, though. I'd look at 12 cents higher than 3-month high. Tech people called them Nvidia. Intel? That's interesting. You're talking about CPUs, not GPUs. Well, even from a CPU basis, you're right. AMD beat them up. Henry says AMD beat earnings, and that's another reason why I think Nvidia will beat earnings. And you know, I think that they beat, as I showed in the graph on the mobile, I think Nvidia beats earnings and beats revenue. The problem is going to be how big of an issue their Blackwell GPUs delay will be. That's going to be the problem. That's going to be the problem. So we'll see. We will see. All right. Did you ADMA? I made 50% in the past month thanks to VV. Emily, thank you for that. That was one of my multi-bagger picks. All right, let me go look at T-Mobile looks good. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Notice the big wicks here. Here. It's a lot of selling pressure, but the stock's price is going up. Keep in mind, the market's direction affects 80% of the stocks. Correction, MULN, I'm not thinking about Deborah Ann Mullen is not one of the best EV stocks in my head right now. If I'm looking at EV, Ryan just did a short on the EV space today. Go check that out. ADMA and CPRX on earnings. All right, let me go to look at SBS. Wow, was that an earnings play? I can't tell here. That looks like it was an earnings play. Let's go see. Stock news, something tells me that was an earnings play. That's not what I'm looking for. Yep, 7 hours ago. Or is earnings coming out? Earnings snapshot. Did they beat? Let's go click on that story. I know. Let's go see if they beat. Reported a profit. Looks like they beat. The waste management company posted a revenue of $1.3 billion. So I think that was what. And you notice I got to the news directly from the iPad by clicking on the 3 dots in the top right-hand corner and clicked on stock news. You're going to do that for every stock. That's a big jump. And you know something? After the jump up, the stock is still trading at session highs. The stock is still, because there's no wick at the top of the candle. That was a positive sign. Again, a stock going against the trend of the market or in this middle or neutral market, I'd be careful with that. Gaps like to be faded. Gaps like to be faded. Meta, nice move coming off of this level of support, rising MACD, but it stopped right at this level of resistance. Look at that right there. Look at today's wick, got above that level of resistance, pulled back. I need it to get, hold on, the 3, the 8, and the 20 are all telling me it's okay. I would put in a buy order, probably 12 cents above that level of resistance. That's what I would do. But keep in mind, the market, all of our market timing is saying no. This is a stock that you're going to be aggressive with if you decide to do that. All right? So I'm just saying that. All I'm saying is just be careful with that. CPRX, nice jump, but look at the big wick here and the big wick here. All right? Those are signs that the stock's got a lot of selling pressure against it. 1.69%. I like that. Positive MACD. I like that. The 3, the 8, and the 20. But I'm watching those wicks. If I own CPRX, I'm just going to be careful. I got 2 gaps here. Gap up here and the gap from today's open. All right, I got some gaps going on here. Just be careful with that, but I like the move. Coming out of this big major channel here, I do like the move. Coming into APO, nope. Even though it's coming off this level of support, look at the negative MACD, below this level of resistance. I'm not feeling that. That's probably why it's a sell. Rolls-Royce, the 3, the 8, and 20 all in the row are doing good. I'm looking at the MACD getting stronger. I do, though. If I don't own it, given the market's conditions, I'm looking to see if we can get above that 3-month high first. But if I'm in it, I got these 2 dojis, little indecision going on. Even though it's moving higher, I do got a little indecision going on. Be careful with that. I do be careful with that. Somebody talk about jambalaya. Ooh, hold on, Mark. Hey, you sending me some of that jambalaya, Mark? Oh, man. I looked at all of that chat. The first word that popped out was jambalaya. Holy smokes. How does that happen? That was funny. I'm looking at chat. Jambalaya. Good. Googly muggly. I need some of that. Right there. Mark, are you in Louisiana somewhere? I'm just curious. I'm looking at the last name. You sound very French. Mark Lecour. Are you in Louisiana or something? I wonder if he left already. He might have already left. I'm just curious, because if you are, I need to get me some good jambalaya. Somebody need to make me some jambalaya and freeze it and send it. I need me some good jambalaya. Now Energy got hungry. Look at me. I know. Oh, no. I don't like okra. I don't like me no okra. I don't want okra in it. Oh, I just picked the okra out. That's all. Mark can't type with his mouth full, says Z. I know. Yeah, I don't like okra. I can always pick the okra out or give it to my wife, because I'm not eating that. But everything else, I like me some jambalaya. All right, let's go to the next stock. Man, now I am hungry. I need to go. I need McDonald's to make some jambalaya. Ooh, you get some McJambalaya. I'm liking that. I want some of that. You know something? Come get a $5 Happy Meal with your McJambalaya. Woo! Yeah, I like that. All right, Microsoft coming off this level of support. Notice after their earnings, they got beat down. I love the rebound off of support. But look at the down day there, 2 up days, still within that candle. That's not showing me much. See that big candle right there, that down candle? Look at the last 2 days, still within that candle. It's great. I know okra is great for diabetes, but I'm not eating it. Jambalaya is leftover food. It's some good leftover. McJambalaya. I'm telling you, Brandon. I'm telling you. It's gonna make them $1 trillion. Have you ever tried El Pollo? Yes. At our favorite Mexican restaurant, I do El Pollo Loco. So that's like shrimp, chicken, beef, onions. It's amazing. On top of rice, it's good. All right, so what's the best stocks right now making a lot of money? Watch tonight's video, Lindsay, because I'm going to talk a little bit about that too. But I'm going to point you in the direction of finding those stocks right now, Lindsay. That's going to be in tonight's video. There's going to be 2 parts to tonight's video. Again, I told you we're going to do a little something different that most YouTubers are not doing. All right, but Lindsay, tonight's video will point you in to what's the best stocks right now making a lot of money. All right, so I don't want to take away from the thunder of tonight's video. Does that make sense, Lindsay? And it's my way of getting you, a cheap way of getting you to watch tonight's video. All right. So hopefully, that sounds sloppy, like Sloppy Joe. No, telecom stocks are resilient in today's market. Am I imagining this? Tabula, I haven't taken a look at telecom stocks recently, so I can't say yes or no. Did you change the times for those videos? No, they come out at 6 p.m. They come out at 6 p.m. Higher wages is going to kill McDonald's at some point in time, but not if they have McJambalaya. Not if they have McJambalaya. I'm telling you. I like SOXL. I was in SOXL yesterday. I got out of it this morning. I took a 10% hit on it. If I weren't as tied up today, I probably would have played going into just today the SOXS, played the other half. So I am liking playing Boil and Cold, KOLD, SOXL and SOXS. I think in a market like this, those are good plays. So I do want to bring that out to Lindsay. From quick plays, if you are willing to do a day trade for a day, look at Boil and Cold for the natural gas play, and then look at SOXL and SOXS for the NASDAQ play. Those are good day trades right now. Anybody disagree? Those are good day trades right now. In a market that goes up and down, I like trying to play those. And you can make some money doing that. All right? On the market movement that Glenn plays, but when do you get in, Glenn? After the first half an hour? I will use the first half an hour to get in on either one of those plays. I will use it because I want the market's volatility at that time. I want the market's volatility to see which ones are really rocking. But I'll get out of them before the close of the business. Look at that. The SPY, the Qs, and the DJI all green at the moment. Again, interesting. Glenn, did you try Kava? Yes. And I realized I don't like Mediterranean food. I'd rather do Chipotle. That's my answer. McJunkalaya. That's what you'll get with McDonald's. All right, let's keep looking. Wave. I like the 3, 8, and 20. Down day, I'm not going to buy. And it's sitting right at a level of support. Is it? No, it's not. That's not support. 6 month. Oh, it is. It's sitting at a level of support. If you own this and it goes down below that level of support, I probably would pull it off the table. You got a lot of profit you can lock in right there. SMR. Let's go put this on a 3-month graph. Coming off a level of resistance, breaking through. I'm looking at the 3 and the 8. Wave just got cleared to buy 10% of what? Of Chipotle, of Kava? No, it didn't. I'm thinking I like this play. I'm a big fan of the nuclear play. Oh, that's not nuclear, it's NuScale. I am a fan of the nuclear play, though. But I would love to see if the 3-8 can cross above that. Notice that the MACD is negative, but getting less negative. And it's up 7% today. I would really like to see the 3 go above the 8, though. All right, that's all of them. That's all the stocks. We're at 3% on the iPad, too. So what time is it? Wow. I thought it was going to be a lot shorter than this. It is nuclear energy. I'm a fan of nuclear energy. I'm a big fan of nuclear energy rather than the EV space. All right. Let's go look at SHEL. I will. Somebody, Prakash wanted me to look at a stock. Which stock? Which stock was it, Prakash? Let's go look at that. I didn't want to add it. Stop. In the name of love, before you break my heart. Do I like Shell? 3-month graph. Man, this is a whole lot of capitulation. SMR, good long term. That's why it shot up, but I think once it closes the gap, it'll continue to climb. We'll see. You are liking Shark Ninja. What the flying flip is not Shark Ninja? You know, Shell is a whole bunch of sideways. I love the big move today, the 3 and the 8 crossing, actually getting close to going above the 20, but notice I got a level of resistance right there. It's breaking through this level. Not quite, though. Not quite. Even with today's action, I needed to start breaking through some of this stuff. Glenn, apologies. I joined late. With the MTI low, do you think we are bottoming and getting prepped for going long? And I'll end with that. Let's go back to the market overview. The Dow is slightly, here's potentially the Dow. Oh, that's the Dow. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. The VVC. Here's potentially the bottom right here. I see the upward move from that level of support moving up. If I'm thinking that, Phil, if the market's got legs to move to the upside, I'm looking for the 3 and the 8 to cross on the mobile app. Does that make sense, Phil? That's what I'm looking for. If that does not happen, then I'm not sure that we've still got a lot of upside. RYLG. I said I was going to not look at any more. RYLG, 3-month graph. No. It's got a nice update today, but what is it forming? It's forming a bullish harami. But if I'm going to think about getting in, I got to come through this level of resistance, that level of resistance, that level of resistance, I got a lot of levels to get through. I like the up day, but it is not taking out the prior day at all. And as a matter of fact, it is a bullish candlestick, 2-candlestick formation, but I definitely need to see the 3 and the 8 cross up. All right, I need to see it move up. All right, now I gotta go. We're only down to 2%. Hey, was today worth it for you? Yes or no? Was today worth it for you? Especially given the market's atmosphere, the market's, everybody's talking. Everybody's talking. All I want to do today is to keep you focused, hold you to what you feel the market is doing, whether it's bullish, bearish, or neutral. I want you to understand why you feel that way. My thing today was not to change your mind, but I want to ask you the questions. Why do you think it's bullish? Why do you think it's bearish? So at least you can think about it and not just, because I'm bullish. Have a reason. Have a reason. And as long as you have a reason, I cannot fight you on that at all. So no answer was wrong. I like the neutral answer. Given what the market looks like right now, I'm a fan of the neutral answer. New York Giants, over under 6.5 wins, over, taking the over. Glenn, get some good jambalaya from, something, I need me some good jambalaya. I am going to go now and feed my okra addiction. All right, I'm not doing that. All right, how about the iPad held up, folks? The iPad held up. Folks, have a great weekend. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Praying for all the people that got all that rain from Debbie. That was a Debbie Downer. Hopefully you guys are recovering from it. Odabu. Bom dia. Salam. Shalom. Namaste. Namaste. Yasu. Until the next time, folks. See ya. Team Apple is better.